How's it going, everybody? This is Kinema, and you're watching the second part of my Tinker's Construct version of Modsauce. So, a couple of things I wanted to go over before we get started on the Tinker's Construct stuff. In the last episode, you learned about the basics with these benches and using stone. So, to get more complex, make more complex tools, we actually have to use a smelter. So real quick, I did mention in like the first video that I was having some issues with food. I planted a lot of stuff out there, used these drying racks also from Tinker's Construct to do the monster jerky. Another cool thing is wheat. You need to have wheat, and you can take 3 of it in a crafting bench to make bread. Well, barley is actually just like wheat, it grows, but the nice thing about this is you can put it in your inventory, make flour, and you can see here you just need to bake it. So 1 piece of barley, and sure, we'll put it in there with the wood. And I'll take that out since I got exactly 8. Where's a piece of coal? And we can cook that up and get some more food. So for people just starting out, if you want to get a food source, you can use this for zombie meat, the drying racks, or you can look for some barley, and I think I have some out here. That stuff right there, the stuff with the white tips on it. And since it's nighttime, let's get back in here. So the barley is really good. So just get the barley flour, barley, put it in your inventory, make barley flour, put that crafting bench, and you got bread. So it does not stack on regular bread. It's a different item ID. So, but versus using 3 pieces of wheat per bread, you can just use 1 piece of barley. So pretty cool. Okay, so now the real reason is Tinker's Construct. So I made these couple tools. Showed you're using the paper to do the writable part. You use the tool binding, and this one is just straight out of stone. So I've been using these to gather tons of resources. So you may notice things already in the furnace in front of me, smelting. I'm actually smelting up some of this brick. It's for making this seared brick. And you know what? I need glass as well. Let's see. We have no sand. Let's go ahead and sleep the night away. Then we'll jump back out, get some sand, and smelt up some glass as well. So, and there we go. We got bread. Okay, so basically, let's get some sand, and while I'm doing that, there's a couple of things. Make sure there's no creepers or anything. Oh, still spider. So for Tinker's Construct, for the next part that we're going to be doing, you want to gather a couple of resources pretty quick when starting. So one is sand, and it's kind of the reason why I don't have any right now. The other is clay. So definitely when you start out using, if you want to do the Tinker's Construct way, which I think is probably one of the better ways to start, try to find a river, some type of body of water, and look for clay. So I've already picked up plenty, but you can see right here, and this is actually a perfect spot because the other thing you need is gravel. So, and I already have some pieces of gravel, but I'll go ahead and show you. So you get your clay, you get your sand, and I may grab a few more pieces of sand. And yes, I really need to make a shovel. I had one, but it broke doing some mining down a mine shaft that I started over there. So you can take your clay, and I'm only going to make 1 piece, your gravel, and your sand, and that gives you 2 pieces of grout. So the grout actually is what funny, this version of Minecraft, I guess you have to do the double tap forward to sprint versus control. Doesn't seem like control works. So in here, I'm actually smelting up the grout, and the grout makes the seared bricks. And we will also, let's say in this one, I don't think I need more glass than that, but we'll see. Okay, so that's got a little bit more. So we should have enough to get started. And where's this book? So this book kind of has the basics. You can put that in the crafting bench again to do this. This is for the mighty smelting. This is for what we're going to be doing here. If you need to know the parts, I don't want to do that. I like this book, and I'm not sure. I'm guessing there's got to be a way to get the books back after you transform. But I'm gonna just keep that. I know some of the parts. Let's get some glass here, and just here bricks. Not sure where I put my clay, but okay. So to start off with, and let's go ahead, let's just do it the easy way. Use the NEI. What is it? I wonder if it's changed. Huh. I could have swore you could just do, maybe I'm thinking of, that's strange. Okay. So, I wonder if there's a setting or something's off. I know previously you could actually, I think it was the @ sign, but you could actually just type in like your mod that you wanted here, and it would show you all the stuff. I think you can also kind of click through it. And kind of see the different stuff as well. But since we're here, we can do the seared brick. So there's a couple things you'll need, and it will be in the next version of this book. First, you'll need to do a couple things here, and these are just facades. Okay, well, I'm not seeing the controller. Well, let's just do this. They're all in here. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure out why you can't just type in the mod name anymore with this particular version. Pretty sure you could. So basically you go through the book, introduction, casting, construction, and so forth. So kind of tells you what you basically need. We already have some of these parts. We have the bricks. We need this controller, and we need a seared tank. That's why we needed the glass. Okay. So, and we can kind of go over a little bit of this after we get this stuff going. This is what I've already showed. Sand, gravel, clay makes 2 pieces of grout. Grout in the furnace, get you your bricks. 4 bricks, get you your blocks. The blocks is what we basically took from the thing of the village. Okay, so we're going to make a controller. And one tip, I've done this a couple of times when I first started different mods, is I will just go ahead and make these all into blocks, and without making the stuff you need first. So make sure you don't do that. Sometimes it's a habit to just take the bricks, make them into the blocks, and then you have to then get more resources. So we got your controller, and we need to do this. This is the drain. We're gonna need, I got 2 of each. Yeah, I could do 2 of each of them. Let me do that. And we'll also need a couple extra parts. Let's look back at the book. We're going to need, this is the drain we just made. We'll need a tank, which is just the blocks around the glass block. We'll also need a couple things. We'll need the faucet. And we don't necessarily need the channel. Some people use it. I've never have. Casting table we already have, and the casting basin we already have. So the reason why I usually recommend having both of these, and you'll see why in a minute when we actually start smelting some iron. One makes blocks, the other one can make ingots. So if we go ahead and take this, you can do more than one tank. I usually just use the one. You can then use the one tank and then set up different things to pump items into it. Okay, using 4 because we got 4 drains and 4 different bays. So let's go ahead and dig out a spot. I don't know. This is definitely just a temporary house, so it's not even really a house. So it doesn't need to be anything fancy. Let's dig out a 9x9 or 3x3 area for 9 blocks. Okay, and we will put these down. And yeah. Okay. You don't have to do the corners. Some people do for looks, so you don't need to. Let's go ahead and get that. Let's get the tank ready and the controller. So there's a couple things. I always usually put the controller in this corner. The main reason why is I can put a hopper here to channel stuff into it, and you can put the tank there. So there's really not any order as long as you make this structure. You may need to take more of this out, but okay. So once you get it built, this should light up, and then you can use it. So we will take these two. Let's clear out some more of this. Well, I'll get a shovel to clear that stuff out. Let me go and put that down. And I do apologize. I think in my second video, the first part of the Tinker's Construct stuff, I did have, if you hit F7, I don't have any unlit space. If we break this, you can see all these lines on the ground. That is to show where possible mob spawns are. So you put light, and you see they go away. There's none on the top of that. So hit F7 again to turn it back off. And we'll see if we break this, it's not there. I usually keep that on. Doing these videos, it's kind of a bad habit. I'll need to make sure that I turn it off. Just because I didn't think it looked good in the video. But, you know, some people like using them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick with doing these per side. So some people set this up a lot differently. You can set it up however you want, as long as it is 9x9 structure and you have okay, 9x9 structure, and it's, you know, you can put, I think, 3 tanks along one side. You know, you could do whatever. So we basically have this built. So the first thing you want to do is, let me go ahead and get some iron, show y'all how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop in, where's my iron? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to drop in 9 pieces of iron. Now the one thing, I don't see that I collected gold. Well, we do got those gold ingots. We got more gold ingots here. The reason why these things are ingots is, and actually we should probably do that ingot first. I found those in a couple chests, and there was a blacksmith over in the village, and I was able to get that from it. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't have exactly what all we need. I am going to have to put 3 pieces in there, get that going. Let me add, actually I only put 2. Basically what we need right now is a bucket, and the bucket is for lava. We want to get some fuel in this. I was going to say, I just heard some weird noises at nighttime. Okay, so we got this is done. Let's go ahead and make a bucket. Buckets are pretty simple. And let's run down real quick. And I'll show this off. This is kind of my main mining operation. Just a stairwell down. Got some essence berries over there. These things are pretty awesome. You can click on them, get the berries, and get XP for them. So eventually I will collect all of those. I'm not in a rush to collect stuff. I mean, after all, it is only me on the server or in the game. So some of that stuff I can hold off as long as I make sure I remember where it's at. I tried to light this whole area up pretty good. As you can see, this is my branch mining system. So I got plenty of lava. I did quite a bit of branch mining. I was actually branch mining for a while, just looking for diamonds. I was hoping for this video I could show about modifications on tools that you build. And I still can. I have a couple things we could add, but I was really hoping to show the diamonds. But I could not find anything unless the textures changed or something. So not sure what mods do it. Other mod packs that I've played on, sometimes when you would highlight over the block, it would actually tell you, there would be something up here, kind of tell you what type of block it is. Maybe it's just not a mod I have turned on, but I don't know. So you see what I did? I basically just clicked lava right into here, and you can see in here that we have our fuel. So we'll go ahead, and actually I'm going to do the gold first. That should smelt it up. You know what? I'll do a couple pieces. I don't know exactly how much I'm gonna need for what I'm showing y'all, and I also just want to make a part real quick. So we'll just do something simple like a pickaxe set. I guess I should have made it. I got plenty of parts in these. Oh well. Oh well. I'll probably end up trashing them or something. So this smelts down. You'll see under the smeltery that we have gold, and it says how many ingots we have, which is something you'll want to pay attention to. So we should have a total of 3 ingots. So you can take one of these gold ingots you already have smelted, either finding or by a regular furnace, drop it in here, and since we already have the gold is at the bottom here, it is going to be the first thing that comes out. Then you just want to click this. So what this does is you use gold to form a frame. So now if we right click again, we can pick up our ingot we already had, right click, and we have our item frame. So this is basically a plan. You can do the same with parts. We will eventually want to basically make one of these for every single pattern we have. So how much gold do we have? That took 2 ingots. I don't think we'll have enough for that. Let me drop in another. Let that burn up. So we can go ahead and click on this, and if it runs out, you'll see how it's still kind of the like the golden liquid. It's not finished yet. So it needs this other ingot. So once this burns down, we should be able to click it again, and any minute. So while that's doing that, we can go ahead and drop in our 9 iron ore. We got that in there, so let's go ahead and click this. And there we go. So now we have frame for the pickaxe. So I'm going to throw that in my toolbox. We'll save that for later. So what I usually do is, let's see, so there should be some tool frames, some shelves you can actually make, and you can hang all your frames up, which are pretty cool. That way you can keep everything by it. Now, the iron or the cast that we did of an ingot will want to stay there. So if we look at this now, this stuff should be finishing up shortly, and this will make 18 block, or 8. We put 9 in, we get 2 for every ore, so it makes 18 ingots. So I showed you these over here as far as the cast and how to make the molds. And so these over here, these casting basins are nice because that would take a lot of time sitting over there and clicking and going through the ingots one at a time. You can automate it, which I'll show. I'll show probably one of my other videos. I don't really. I've been saving my iron and stuff to drop in here, so I don't really have any redstone to automate stuff yet. So if you can click on this, and since we have 18 in there, I'm going to go ahead and click on there. That way it just pours out equally in both. And there we go. We have liquid iron or iron blocks. So now we can take those iron blocks, put in our inventory, and now we got 18 iron ingots. Pretty nice. So the other thing that I like to do is come over here and we'll make 2 chests. Okay, and we will make a hopper. So we put the hopper, angle it right into the controller, and jump, hold down shift, or you'll click on the hopper to get the chest. And we will need to break that up here. Okay, so now I have a whole bunch of iron. There's 15, and I thought I had a full stack right here. We can drop all of this right in the chest. That goes through the hopper, and it comes out into here. So with the rest of my iron, I'm going to go ahead. We'll make 3 buckets. Let's run back down here. So that's pretty much it. You want to really minimize the amount of, you got to really watch the ore that you use as far as iron, gold, getting into copper, tin, lead, which is here. Some of the stuff I couldn't actually mine down here just with stone tools. So I had to leave it for now. And I'm not sure what this stuff is. The last modded I played, it looks maybe like platinum, but there's a lot of other stuff. The one thing interesting with this Hermitcraft Modsauce pack is, like with Feed the Beast Monster, even though packs added multiple different types of copper, you really only saw like the thermal expansion copper. But this one I have noticed, you see the ores from several different mod packs. I think that for some reason I thought the thermal expansion copper usually only spawns at above a certain level. It's actually that over there, but you can see right beside it, and that goes all the way down the bedrock. I found some down there. It's another type of copper. I don't know if it's from it's like mecha something. I'm bad with some of these mods. So mechanism. I believe this has its own type of copper and stuff, and you get some of this as Oz whatever. Really bad with reading and some of these words. So this doesn't have the copper, the ore. So yeah, you get different ores, it seems like, for some of these mods, and I don't remember them in other mods that I've seen them showing up. So I do know there is something in this mod pack that will allow you that if you wanted to match up all your copper, if you didn't want to have, you know, copper ore here and copper ore here, you could, I want to say I've seen something in this mod pack where it will convert one type of copper ore to the other type. So that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and fill this thing back up. You can see it looks like we ran out of lava. There's no more in here. Still going through quite a bit, 108 ingots so far. So we can just empty these buckets. It usually holds about 4 buckets, so that's good. All the way full. And it will continue to process all that. So now that that's like that, we can go through and click on here to make blocks, or we can click over here to make a single ingot. So I usually try to stick with the blocks if we can. So the one bad thing about this setup, and I'll go ahead and give kind of a warning right now. I've done it a lot. It's nice that you have this where you can just dump ore in, but you really got to watch your combinations of ore. I'm curious if we can. No, that gives us another book. I don't think this has it. Actually, this works right here. So there's several types of ore that you'll want to try to get. There's other types that are not mentioned here, like the cobalt but you have bronze. There's different things you need bronze for. There's different things you need aluminum, brass for. Malleonium is kind of like probably one of the better ones. I can honestly say I've never actually made pig iron, but the pink one right here, this is alumite or whatever. This is what you need to be able to mine the cobalt and the ardite, unless you go with steel. And I'm pretty sure, I think in this mod pack, yeah, in this mod pack you can make chains from iron, and that makes the chain gear. It will make the chain headpiece. You can take this. We can't see, but you can make the chain head. Drop that, the chainmail. Drop it in here. This should melt it down, the full pieces, and then that will get you steel. And I think you should be able to also be able to mine with that. So another real cool trick right before we end the video, because I'm sure the time frame is probably getting a little long on this video, is what you can do with these basins. And you can also do the same over here too. So let's make, do I still have my wood? Yeah. So let's make another chest. Now I'm stuck with wooden chests. I will want to get into some other types of storage, but I'll always use these for hoppers or different things. So, okay, we need to break some of these down, give us some more iron. And you know what? I needed, well, I'll make one for now. I'll show, I'm going to need to do it anyway. Okay. So this is very cool. You can take the chest, drop it down in front, take the hoppers. Figured I was going to need to break this gravel. Okay. Take the hoppers and go right into the chest. And you may notice these blocks just disappeared. And now we got 2 blocks right there. So you can just, if you automate those faucets, they'll fill this up. Parts will get sucked right into here, and you know they'll just keep filling up liquid. So, and you can do the same over here. The nice thing over here is if you do the hoppers into a chest, it won't grab anything you put in here. So it won't grab this mold, the ingot mold, but it will pull the ingots out of it. So it's very, very cool. But that's pretty much it for Tinker's Construct. There's more you can get into with Tinker's as far as automation, but as far as the basic of getting started, trying to maximize your iron you get, and not just iron, but any resources for. This is probably the easiest way. There are other ways to get, to use like a grindstone to get 2 pieces of dust or 2 pieces of items for the one, one ore. But I like using the, I think this is kind of the easiest way to get started and get built. And I highly recommend anyone trying to learn mods or do anything with mods, they look into Tinker's as one of the first things you get into. With gravel, sand, and clay, you can make this and start your ore processing pretty quick. And as you can see, just from having a little over a stack and a half, I'm able to keep this going. And I've already used several iron to make the hoppers, but 12 blocks of iron right now. So very awesome. Okay, but so if you have any questions or suggestions or ideas or thoughts on the episodes or how they're going, I'd like to hear comments and feedback in down below. So let me know what you think. Again, for people who if just catching tune of my series. It's probably going on my 3rd week of YouTube. So I just created the account a little over a month ago. But I really didn't start adding videos until probably 2 weeks ago. So any comments or anything on getting better or anything, I'd like to hear about those too. So and hear anything as far as impressions and stuff. So thank y'all guys for watching, and if you like the video, just make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you really like the video, just hit that subscribe button, because there will be more and more like it. I plan on keeping these things pumping out for a while. So thank you for joining. This is Kinema, and I will talk to y'all later.